After the grand success of the F1, Poco seemed to have lost all direction. I mean, the Poco X2 was nice and all, but what was the Poco X2? A follow-up to the F1? Not really. Was it a start of a new line? Probably. But then again, that begged the question, where was the Poco X1? Now don't get me wrong, the Poco X2 was a great phone and it remains one till date. I've been happy recommending it in that segment to a lot of people. Now, that said, Poco as a brand, they've been facing an identity crisis over the last year or so, ever since the initial team, including the likes of J Money, left. Now, the Poco X3, it might not be the be-all end-all solution to all of Poco's woes, but this time, this is not a rebrand. This is another Poco original. So what is it that they're offering this time around? Well, let's take a look at the highlights that you want to know about the Poco X3. Hey guys, Ash here from C4eTech, and if you do end up finding this video informative, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Now when I say Poco designed the X3, I don't mean they completely redesigned it. It still borrows heavily from its predecessor, the Poco X2 or the Redmi K30, as some of us might know it. So we still have the same 3D concentric circles to the back, but now instead of an elongated camera bump, there is a rectangular one. Okay, I'm not gonna exactly call it a rectangle. There are two straight lines dissecting through the circular camera array. Whether you love it or not, this design, you gotta admit, it's fresh, it's original, it's Poco. Now talking about the camera array, we have 4 sensors with a flash. The sensor here, it's still 64 megapixels, just like we saw on the Poco X2. But instead of the Sony IMX686, this time we have the IMX682. 586 versus 582, we found out that it was just a lack of 4K. That's not the difference here. In fact, nobody really knows the difference between the 686 and 682. Sony is not talking about it, and none of the brands are gonna put a IMX682 in their phones, are gonna come out and say, hey, this is what a phone doesn't have. So as of now, your guess is as good as mine. I highly doubt, even when I get the phone in hand and I actually compare them side by side, a 686 and a 682, we're gonna notice any major differences. But any which ways, that is one change. Interestingly, Poco has chosen to pair it with still a f1.89 lens. The ultra wide, that has received a bump. Instead of 8 megapixels, it's now 13 megapixels. The other two, it's just there to make the numbers, just like with every other brand. 2 megapixel macro and depth cameras. We've come to expect it from every brand, and Poco is no different. Okay, let's now get back to the design. The biggest change, it's gotta be with the materials. Again, in line with what we've been seeing from a whole lot of brands, here's a downgrade. The X3, it's gone plastic. Just think about it for a minute. The Redmi Note 7, just a little while back, the 10K phone, the 11K phone, that had glass to the back. But now, we get two-tone plastic instead of gradient glass like last gen. There is one saving grace though. The plastic back here, it has a big textured strip running down the middle, and that should help with the grip. As far as color choices go, we've got a subtle shadow gray and a flashier cobalt blue. So that's what Poco offers. Turning things around, the display, the size remains unchanged, and so does the technology used. The resolution, even the refresh rate, they've not been changed. So this here is a 6.67 inch panel. It's still an IPS LCD panel, Full HD plus resolution, 120 Hz refresh rate. There is one change though. That's with the punch hole. We now have a smaller punch hole, and it's centered instead of to one side. It's smaller not because of a huge technological advancement. It's smaller because we only get one selfie camera now, a 20 megapixel snapper. And this display entirely, the camera, the display, it's all covered by Corning's Gorilla Glass 5. And talking about the display, going by my experience with other Poco phones, I'm expecting the panel to be pretty decent. Poco usually has a good track record with displays. Now, one issue with the X2, we could say it was the Snapdragon 730G. It's not really an issue, but it wasn't always able to keep up with the demanding refresh rate. So from time to time, we did experience a micro stutter here and there, a little bit of a frame drop. Now with the X3 Poco, they've tried to shore up the internals. They've tried to go with a beefier chip, but they've used the Snapdragon 732G. So how much better is it? Will it make for a smoother experience? Now I'm gonna have to get my hands on the phone to actually confirm it either way. But at this point, I do feel they should have probably gone for something a little more intense, maybe a 765G like OnePlus did with the Nord. Instead, the 732G, it's still a good chip, at least it appears so. It's basically a 730G from the Poco X2, but it's got higher clocked cores. While the 730G was clocked at 2.2 GHz for the gold cores, the 732G, it goes up to 2.3 for a single core for its highest. Now, along with that, we get 6 gigs of LPDDR4X RAM with either 64 or 128 gigs of UFS 2.1 storage. And like with the X2, we again have the option of expandable storage via microSD. The GPU inside, it's Adreno 618 again, but this time clocked at 800 MHz. There's also Liquid Cool 1.0 Plus, which Poco claims should help provide better GPU performance while keeping the temperatures lower. Lower than what they were on the X2. And given that the X2 did not have any heating issues to begin with, this should help sustaining that peak performance for longer. Now, when your peak performance is sustained longer, what do? You use the phone a lot more. And for that, you're going to need a higher capacity battery. And we've got a 5160 mAh battery here. That's about a 15% increase from the 4500 mAh battery on the X2. So given the similar size display and a processor that only seems to be an incremental upgrade, the battery life on the X3, it should get better. Now, the increase in battery capacity, of course, it's accompanied by a marginal increase in weight too. From 208 grams, we are now up to 215 grams, and the X3 is also ever so slightly thicker at 9.4 millimeters. That said, we are getting faster charging too, 33 watts up from 27, and Poco claims the X3 can go from 0 to 62 in just 30 minutes, and 0 to 100 in just a little over an hour. Other things worth noting, there are dual speakers now with support for high-res audio, the 3.5mm headphone jack, that's been retained, and so is the IR blaster. We still have a side-mounted fingerprint scanner. It's worth mentioning that the X3 gets IP53 certification, the European variant even gets NFC. On the software side of things, MIUI 12 as expected, no surprises there. And since this is MIUI for Poco, we expect it to be free of any kind of display ads. So this is the Poco X3. I can't really call it an outright upgrade since it does lose out on the glass build and the secondary 2-megapixel selfie snapper up front. Okay, the 2-megapixel selfie snapper, I don't really care about that. I actually prefer the cleaner look here. But the build, it's a downgrade. On the upgrade front, we do have a slightly better processor, bigger battery, faster charging, stereo speakers, IP rating, and what seems to be an improved ultra-wide camera. All of this for 229 euros. That's for the 64 gig variant. The 128 gig variant is priced at 269 euros. Poco is giving an early bird offer for people who are buying the phone early. The 64 gig variant, it's available currently at 199 euros, which translates or converts to roughly 17,000 Indian rupees. The 128 gig variant, that starts at 249, which converts to about 21,500. Of course, these are all just converted prices, and usually the Indian prices are much lower than the European prices. So maybe the X3 will come in at the same price as the X2, or maybe, just maybe, it might come in a little cheaper. That price cut could go a long way in justifying the weaker build. Maybe. What do you guys think? Do you like what the Poco X3 brings to the table? Or did you expect a little bit more from Poco's OnePlus Nord killer? Let me know in the comments below. And with that, we get to the end of this quick little video. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about it. Subscribe, turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. And thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.